Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it so very much. Today is another 444, so if you are new here, welcome. My name is Aiden. I am so happy that you are here. I do 444s every week or two because it's a good way for me to rotate through some of my palettes and really get an idea of whether there's something that I will use and that I like, or if I should pass them along to someone else, and also give you a mini review on them and rank them. So if you are interested in that, or if you are interested in fragrance or beauty, please do consider subscribing. It would mean so very much to me. Today I have 4 palettes. Most of them are kind of new. I mean, I got them in the past year, and I'm excited to talk to you about them because some of them I hadn't really worn a lot. Others I had worn a ton. So this one is probably the newest of the group. This is the Coral Crush from Violet Voss. I got this over the summer from BoxyCharm Pop-Up, or at some point with BoxyCharm Pop-Up. Maybe I got it in November. I don't know. It was the first time I had used it. This is what it looks like. The second palette is one that I have used a lot. I've had it for a couple years now. It is the Natasha Denona New Nude palette, and you probably have seen this one. This is what it looks like. This is one that has been kind of a staple in my collection, but I've never talked about it on camera. Then I have from Marc Jacobs. This is one that I found on sale sometime during the year when I was buying myself a little treat every day just to get through all of the craziness, and then I had to stop because that was costing me a lot of money. Anyway, it is the Marc Jacobs Scandalust palette, and this is what it looks like. And finally, the last one, this one I got last holiday season, I think, or at some point when it went on sale, because I only buy these palettes when they go on sale. It is from Pat McGrath. This is one of her holiday. This is the Mothership Sublime Golden Opulence, and awesome packaging, always the best packaging. And this is what it looks like inside. Don't worry, I'll take off the thing. So let's get straight into it and kind of talk about them and my thoughts. We're going to start with the Marc Jacobs palette because it's one of the smaller ones. And this is kind of cool because what they do is they all make a little sentence, which I didn't realize until I was watching another channel and she was reading them, and I was like, oh wait, they do make a sentence. So this is hot pants at the office, cause a fuss. That's why they call her Little Miss Scandalous, which I just thought was kind of funny. I'm going to swatch them and then I'll talk about them. Okay, so it's been a while since I've swatched anything on my arms, and it took me a minute, and so they're kind of funky this first round. And also I skipped this one in my, so it's at the end. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is what they look like. So yeah, they do look a little funky because I swatched them down here and then I had to add extras to swatch them up above. This is what they look like. I really loved this palette. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's do it this way so that they're match. I really liked this palette. I was not sure what to expect because I have all of these Marc Jacobs palettes, but I never reach for them. I think about them and I think they're so beautiful, but I just never actually pull them out. And maybe that's because they're kind of in a special drawer and I just don't think about them, but I definitely need to pull them out more. This is a great palette for work. I mean, you have some beautiful options right here that are great for every day, and then you can deepen them up just a little bit. You can, you know, go for something more glam with this kind of berry red and with this darker shimmer, but it's a beautiful palette. They're so soft. They're so pigmented. They just glide it on, and like just the touch of them is so nice. So this one was one I was really surprised at how much I liked it. And I will say today is going to be really hard to rank all of these. Not going to lie, it's going to be really hard. Let's talk about the Pat McGrath palette next. This one was, these are normally like $65, which don't buy them for $65. The Marc Jacobs are normally like $49, which is still expensive, and I always buy them when they're on sale. And I have found them at TJ Maxx and stuff, and I actually saw their holiday palette from last year, or maybe 2 years ago, at TJ or at Ross for $19. So you can find them on sale. Buy them when they're on sale. All right, let's talk about the Golden Opulence mothership. So you do have 6 shades. This is what they look like. I'm going to swatch them on the back of my hand because there's a lot fewer of them, and then we'll talk about them. All right, so this is what they look like swatched. As you can see, they look absolutely beautiful. Every shade is, especially because there's 4 shimmers in here, it's kind of an outstanding palette. The one thing I will say about this, because there are only 2 mattes, so you have the dark brown and the light brown, I felt like this one I didn't get as many different looks with, because it would be these 2 base shades and then, you know, maybe this on the lid, or maybe it is a highlighter, and then the other one's on the lid. So I didn't feel like it was basically the same look over and over, but with just a different shimmer, which is fine. Like, I do like that, but it felt a little bit less exciting than some of the other palettes that I'm going to talk about, even though the quality of these, oh my gosh, so good. I really love her foils and her shimmers. I mean, look at how beautiful they are. They really do pack on the lid and have an impact as well. So definitely really love this one as well. Moving on to Violet Voss Coral Crush. I have really been impressed with Violet Voss's shadow formula. I have several of the palettes and I've really liked most of them, not all of them. There's some that I haven't been as impressed with. This one really called to me though, because these are the colors that I just absolutely love. I love these pinky colors, these peachy tones, these and I love the pops of yellow in there too. There's something about a pop of yellow that just always gets me. But then there's a couple browns and stuff to temper it and make it so that you could do more everyday looks, or, you know, like a slightly fun version of a look. Let me swatch them all for you. This is going to take a while. Phew, that was really hard to get them all on my arm. So it starts from the very lightest and moves all the way. This one really surprised me. I did not realize that was what that color was, because it's this one right here, and I never actually tried it because I didn't feel like it was something that seemed really exciting. But when I swatched it, I was like, dang, I'm really excited about that one. These work pretty good. I will say, like, this pink was a bit patchy, and I know some of them might be pressed pigments. I'm not sure which ones are. So some of them are not considered eye state safe in the United States, but they are in Europe and in other places. It just depends on what dye was used in them. So that's what they all look like. I really like this palette. Every look that I did, I felt really comfortable in. I felt like it was pretty, and it's very much the color scheme that I like. So I did think this was a nice palette. It really reminds me of the Huda Coral Obsessions, but like blown out and a lot more. And that's one of my favorite palettes from Huda. So I do like this one. Probably would choose Huda's formula over this one, just thinking about those 2 palettes in particular, but I did really like this one. Speaking of Huda, last palette. This is the New Nude palette, which you've kind of probably seen all over the place. I have used this one a lot. This was one of the go-to palettes that I kind of had for work. It does have 17 shades because this guy is actually supposed to be like a base, and I guess mine still works. I haven't ever touched it. That's the first time I've touched it. It felt a little dried out on top, but that's what it looks like. It's supposed to be kind of like a primer. I probably should use that up, but maybe that's one of my goals for the year 2021. All right, so here is what they all look like swatched. You can't really see, but that's where that lightest one starts, which is right there on the bottom, and then kind of moves all the way to the end. There are some absolutely beautiful, stunning shades in here, some absolutely amazing shimmers. As you can see, they catch the light really well, and they're just really beautiful. The way that they are put in the pans are just really beautiful too, because they're kind of like this marbled look. You can see that I have some nice dents in some of these shades that I've worn quite a bit. One thing that I really don't like about this is I feel like there's 3 shades in here that are not wearable at all. There's that primer, which I never touched before today. And then you have the 2 glitter, which are the pure glitter. And oh my gosh, they were hard to get off of my fingers so that I could continue swatching. I never want to touch them again, either one of them. I don't like glitters. I am not a person who wears glitters. My grandpa was always very much like, don't wear glitter because it can get in your eye and it can cause eye damage. And I never wanted to have that happen, but he had seen that happen in his line of work because he was a doctor and he was a general practitioner. So he was called out for everything. And just, I don't like glitters. They're not something that I ever want to have in a palette. So those are a couple downfalls about this one. But like I said, I love this one. I love this one. I love just like the pinky tones in here. The tones of the shadows are really beautiful. This one, I'm always surprised by how dark it is though. I'm always like, I don't remember it being that dark, but obviously it is. There's a wide range of shades in this one. I had to run and wash off all of that glitter because even though I took it off, it was still on my hands and everything. And once you get glitter somewhere, it's impossible to get rid of. Anyway, let's rank them and talk about them. This might be kind of surprising. I was kind of surprised, but I chose 4 really good palettes. So I made my job way harder this week than normal. Anyway, and did I mention that I wore these all for 4 days? So I got a wide variety of looks and tried out almost all the shadows, or a lot of the shadows in each of them. I did. In 4th place, this one really surprised me. I did not think I was going to rate this one so low. It's New Nude by Huda Beauty. Really, the reason I'm doing that is the 2 glitters, the shade here, and maybe it's just my state of mind right now. I do like this palette, and it would be one that I would say is one that I love, but I just felt kind of bored with my looks, and I wasn't completely satisfied. Like, I wanted something punchier, I guess. And this shade, like, I was surprised at how dark it was. I wasn't expecting it to be that dark. So some of my looks were a little bit crazier than I meant for them to look. Not crazier, just not as pretty as I was hoping they would look. So yeah, shocked myself by putting this one in 4th place. Was not expecting that. Also very shocked by what I'm putting in 3rd place. Because this is another one that I would be like, oh yeah, I love that palette. It's really good. And it is really good. It just doesn't have as much versatility as the other palettes. That is the Pat McGrath Labs Golden Opulence. I know. Absolutely shocked myself. I thought, oh yeah, this one is going to be really high. I mean, it's really hard when you have 4 and you have to put them against each other. So yeah, put this one in 4th place or 3rd place because not as many mattes. So I didn't feel like I had as many beautiful different looks as I would like. I felt a little hindered by the color selection, just a little bit. Quality was 100%. Like, I just absolutely love the quality. This is definitely one that I would recommend. I would recommend the New Nude palette too. Like, I think it's a good palette. There was tough competition this week. Very tough competition. All right, 2nd place, Violet Voss Coral Crush, because I was happy with all of the looks that I got with it. It just worked really well. There were such beautiful colors. I really love the shimmers in here. Like, she has a really nice shimmer formula. Not quite as good as Huda, but I felt like these shimmers were very complimentary and just, they looked really pretty. This one really surprised me when I swatched it too. So this one, I really liked this one. It was tough. And I've been really debating, like, it's been over a week since I finished wearing these, and I'm already on another 4 for 4. That's the next one that you'll see. That's what I'm wearing. And I've been thinking about it and trying to figure out where I would rank them. And even when I was wearing them, I was trying to rank them. And so it's been a while. But Marc Jacobs is coming in 1st place. I was not expecting that, especially because this doesn't look spectacular, right? But the way that the colors blended and worked on the eyes, and and I'm usually a shimmer girl too, but I loved these 2 shimmers, the 3 shimmers. I liked everything about this palette. I was so happy with it. I love that red because you got some pops of color and you could do, something light, something dark, something berry. I got a lot of looks out of it, and I wasn't done playing with it. Like, I would have been happy to continue playing with this one. So that is why I ultimately put this one in number 1. Same with the Violet Voss. I would have played with it more. But yeah, Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you have any of these palettes? Have you tried any of these palettes? What are your thoughts? Did my ranking shock you? Did it not shock you? What would you put them in order? Let me know down below. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.